Welcome to this podcast from the Human Capital Institute's Building the Case for an Alumni Network, how Swiss Re sold the idea internally. This webcast was brought to you by Select Minds. Social networking is redefining the way we interact with colleagues, corporate alumni, and business partners. Forward-thinking employers, such as Swiss Re, recognizing that investing in lifelong relationships through comprehensive alumni programs carries measurable value in recruitment, employment branding, and new business development. Stephanie Oesch, Risk Relationship Manager with Swiss Re, recently explained how the company, a global leader in reinsurance, became the first in their industry to launch an alumni network.
Now, let me give you some facts on the Swiss Re Alumni Network. The first request to build an alumni network was placed with our team in November 2007. After a couple of months of researching different vendors, we signed a contract with Select Minds in June 2008. The actual launch of the network took place that November. Currently, we have 1,371 registered members, consisting of a bit more than 1,000 alumni and 368 retirees. We differentiate between alumni and retirees as we launched the Swiss Re Retiree Network last November. Since then, we've been providing retirees with a special experience on the site, meaning that they get additional retiree-specific information. Internally, we have 2 FTE dedicated to the network. The work is split between 3 people in our team, and we are strongly collaborating with other departments like HR, IT, or comms. In addition to our internal resources, we depend on Select Minds, who's taking care of the actual site maintenance. We can also count on Select Minds as a sparring partner. With their profound expertise, they are always of help to us when it comes to advice regarding marketing and communication activities or strategic decisions. Let me tell you what we consider as success factors when it comes to our business case. First, there was the high-level support. The CEO at that time was a member of an alumni network from his former role at an investment bank. So he was a strong supporter of the idea of an alumni network as he clearly saw the benefits. Therefore, he requested that an alumni network would be built up at Swiss Re too. Having support at the highest level was for sure one of the main drivers of our project. The second success factor was our small project team. The core team consisted of only 5 people, 2 being responsible for IT issues, 1 for the HR side. Somebody from Swiss Re's internal consultancy service took care of the project management, and then the actual project leader, who was, due to her professional background, also covering the communications part of the project. Speaking of the project leader, I'd like to highlight that the skills and competencies of this person are extremely important for the overall success. So overall, limiting the number of people in the project team clearly helped efficiency as it lessened the effort, which is quite often spent alone on coordinating the project team. Now, let's look at the 4 main benefits of a corporate alumni network. First, the inside track to new business opportunities. As alumni move into key positions as prospects, clients, and strategic partners, they can provide market intelligence, favorable influence, and direct and indirect business referrals. Then the re-recruitment opportunities. Rehiring top-notch talent with known skills is the easiest, most cost-effective way to acquire exceptional talent. Rehires stay longer, are more productive, and cost less to recruit and train. And also the referrals to top-tier employment candidates. Alumni understand corporate culture as well as the skills of the candidate, which makes them to very effective recruiters. And then they're brand ambassadors. Without question, alumni build the brand simply by going out into the world and being successful. But if a strong connection is maintained with alumni, they will go one step further and be proactive ambassadors, therefore leading by example and by words. The network went live on the 24th of November. 1 week before, we organized a soft launch where the project team members sent out invitations on a personal basis. This way, we ensured that there were already some people registered on the actual launch date. In line with the official launch, we organized a postcard mailing. The mailing took place in 2 ways. First, to former members of management and above who had their last office in Switzerland, as Switzerland is our largest base. Second, to people in the U.S. as well as to Swiss employees on staff level. Due to legal issues, HR wasn't allowed to provide us with any addresses of former employees from the rest of Europe, so we weren't able to include them in the postcard mailings. Because of the economic situation and downsizing, we didn't think it was appropriate to run any high-profile internal communication campaigns. Therefore, to employees, we only published an interview with the project sponsor. Back then, this was Swiss Re's head of communications and HR, on the intranet and in our in-house magazine. In the focus of the interview laid on the why Swiss Re was doing this rather than on the details of what the network offered to the alumni, this also due to the economic situation. After the launch, registration numbers started to build up. This was supported on our side by different activities, of which I'd like to highlight 3. For one, the Swiss Re Alumni launch event. The event took place in Switzerland, as we have here, as mentioned before, the majority of our members. It was scheduled end of March 2009, so about half a year after the launch of the network, because we wanted the member base to grow first. But the date also depended on the availability of our executive board. Having our then new CEO speak at the event was highly appreciated by the alumni, and we can only encourage you to get your executives involved in such activities, not only because it's appreciated by the alumni, but also because it's a really good opportunity to have your top management experience the positive spirit and dynamics created through the network. All in all, we have to say that the event was a huge success. First and foremost, because of the sharp rise in registration numbers which we saw in the forefront of the event. Because we have seen such a big success so far, we are always looking at ways to further improve and expand the network. As mentioned before, we launched the retiree network end of last year. This was actually done upon a request from senior management and therefore also shows how much our top management appreciated the alumni network's value. Going forward, we are also looking at ways to increase our global alumni base after focusing on Switzerland in the beginning. As the events worked as an accelerator in Switzerland, we are now also planning a get-together in London this May. In order to make the best out of it, we run again an email campaign advertising the event, inviting people to join and also refer their friends, meaning former colleagues. In addition to this, the steering committee is another idea which will further pursue this year. It consists of selected internals who should help to tie the network closer to the business. We intend to set up regular meetings in order to get to know how the network can be best used for our business. Knowing what their needs are is the first step to steer the network in a direction so it will bring even more value to the company.